Hi, just a quick AD ad of my book, Fishing Through the 1970s, when fishing was far simpler then. I used to catch a lot of pike at one time, a lot harder to do today. Anyway, find it on Amazon, $6.99. Hi there, AD Cochran here. Today I'm going to talk about baits. Now, a lot of pike anglers make me laugh. There's sensible pike anglers and not so sensible pike anglers, and they tend to, a lot of them sort of think with their own mind, not as a pike would think. Now, some people swear, "Oi, herring, I always use herring." Other ones say sardine, and likewise with lamprey and mackerel. Now, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what you use. I don't think pike can distinguish that much between the different fish, baits that you put out there, and people say, "Oh, I swear by mackerel," and perhaps it's because they use it all the time. The same with people who use sardines. They use them all the time, or most of the time. But what makes me laugh, the funny things are, people said, "Oh, I had my mackerel on for 2 hours, and then I thought I'd change the bait, perhaps that will help." So they put a sardine on. Right. Put a sardine on, cast it out, and within 5 minutes I caught a fish. Well, it's not necessarily got anything to do with changing your bait. What it could be is when you cast that bait out, there's a slap on the water, gets the pike attention. Might be one just coming in the vicinity, and also a moving bait helps as well as the bait goes down. Right, so it gets spotted easier. Right, so there's a good chance that you caught that fish not because you changed the bait. It just so happened that there was a fish come along at that moment, or you could have dropped the bait right on the pike's nose. Now, I believe it doesn't really matter what bait you use. The way I see it, whatever bait you've got laying on the bottom, or however you fish it, if there happened to be a sardine lying there, pike come along. Now, is that going to go up to that and say, "Oh, no, don't want sardine. No, want a mackerel. I've been caught on a sardine"? I mean, how many pike have been dragged out time after time on a sardine, say for example? Could be mackerel, could be herring. Now, I don't think the pike wise up to these things. My dad, years ago, he used to catch pike on herring. He used to like using herring a lot. And there's one particular pike, because he used to tag pike, and he caught one particular pike, Percy, he caught on herring. Now, I think he caught that pike twice, and some other people might have caught it a couple of times, and that was named Percy. Percy the pike. That was in the newspapers. But that never wised up to being caught on herring. No. The way I see it, if the pike is coming along, he's hungry, and there's a smelly bait there, he's going to pick that up whatever. Now, alright, we have blanks at time, and you can fish ages with a particular bait, have it out there a couple of 3 hours, and then you think, "Oh, I ain't having a lot of luck on this." You change your bait, but that may not make any difference at all. When the pike comes along, it's just food. Right, they're not particular. I don't believe they're particular. It's just what you feel like using, really. And anyhow, what you're happy with. Right, sardines, herons, they can break up a bit. Mackerel is good, and lamprey is good for long distance casting. So they've got advantages like that. Also, with a bait laying on the bottom, alright, the scent is coming out. Now, it's just like a smell on the wind. Now, if somebody's smoking a cigarette and you're downwind of that person, you can smell that cigarette. Now, you just go over 10, 20 feet that way, the wind going that way, you stand over there, you won't smell that. You won't smell that cigarette. And it's the same with the bait on the bottom. Now you might get an undertow in a lake, reservoir or whatever, and that'll take that scent that way. So a pike could be coming into the area and that could be swimming past 15, 20 feet away. Don't know your bait is there. So then you go, perhaps most of the day, you don't catch nothing. Ooh, you know, a blank. But, you know, you've got to be very fortunate for a pike to cross the scent where it's travelling. So you've got to be lucky, can be unlucky, all depends how it goes. But when a pike is hungry, it'll pick up anything. It's not going to go up to a bit of lamprey. Oh no, don't want that. Same with whatever bait you put there, sardine, mackerel. Oh no, don't fancy that today. A pike is an animal, doesn't think like us. It's just food, and it'll pick it up. The only thing it might be wary of is the line and the hooks, and treble hooks. It might sense something there. So, really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what bait you use. Not as far as I'm concerned, anyway. Yes, so it's just luck of the draw how it goes sometimes. Where your bait is positioned, whether you cast, recast. If you recast your bait, makes a nice splash on the water. Gets pike inquisitive. Moving baits, slowly sinking, helps, I think. Sink and draw is a good method of fishing. If you leave your bait on the bottom all the time, you've really got to be hopeful that a pike is going to be coming along to find it. Sometimes you have to find the fish, so you have to just keep moving it about. Mind you, you could just draw your line in at the wrong moment. There could be a pike just coming in the vicinity. And at that wrong moment, you could be pulling it in and casting somewhere else. You just don't know. But as I said before, I really believe you can catch a fish on anything. Even a nice Christmas tinsel lure. And it works well in the water. I'll show you. You might be thinking, well, why ain't this guy catching any pike? Why aren't he showing us all the pike he can catch on these weird lures and things? Well, you try fishing around in Suffolk here, even up near Norfolk. We're having a real tough time around this area. A lot of pike anglers are packing up because they just can't catch any pike. And I'll give you a reason why in another video, but it's all down to predators. And we're not talking about pike or perch. So I'll see you again sometime with another story, a local story. So I'll tell you all about stretches of the River Gippon and the valley and all the other lakes that are along the way. So look out for it. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you again sometime.